This is the story of Fordlandia, a utopian experiment that spiraled into chaos. Today, we're talking jungles, rubber, riots, and what happens when you try to impose your vision of perfection on nature. Let's set the stage. The 1920s were all about innovation, and Henry Ford was at the top of his game. But there was a problem: rubber. Ford needed a lot of it for his Model Ts, and the British controlled most of the world's supply in Southeast Asia. So Ford thought, why not grow our own rubber? And while we're at it, let's build a self-sufficient American town, complete with white picket fences, in the heart of Brazil. The Amazon seemed perfect, lush, green, and full of wild rubber trees. But here's the thing about the jungle: it's not exactly friendly. Ford's team didn't understand the terrain. They planted rubber trees close together, like you do on a farm back home. But in the jungle, this turned into a buffet for pests and fungi. And don't get me started on the heat, rain, and mosquitoes. Ford wasn't just growing rubber. He wanted to create a perfect American town. Think prefab houses, schools, and even a golf course. Sounds nice, right? Except this was the Amazon. Ford imposed strict rules: no alcohol, no dancing, and a rigid 9-to-5 schedule. Local workers, used to their own rhythms of life, weren't thrilled. The frustration boiled over. Workers rioted, smashed property, and turned Fordlandia into a jungle version of The Office. Financially, Fordlandia was a disaster. The remote location meant everything. Building materials, food, even clothes had to be shipped in. Meanwhile, the rubber output was basically zero. The Brazilian government initially supported the project, but as Fordlandia became a global joke, they distanced themselves. Ford's dream of beating the British rubber monopoly never happened. So, what happened to Fordlandia? Today, it's a ghost town. The jungle has reclaimed most of the buildings, but a few hundred people still live there, using what's left of the infrastructure. Interestingly, Fordlandia has become a symbol of corporate hubris, failed utopias, and even ecotourism. It's a fascinating reminder that not all ideas, no matter how big, can tame nature. So what can we learn from Fordlandia? First, always respect local environments and cultures. Second, some places just aren't meant for American suburbia. And finally, when the jungle says no, maybe listen.